Hey BleepinJeepers, it's Tyler. I think it's time we have an update on Project Overlander and Project TETANUS. Well, I think a good place to start is with the drivetrain. I'm still going to be doing a garage rebuild on this 4.0, kind of be a dingle ball rebuild, but I'll replace all of the seals and all of the gaskets, and if I get it apart and any valves are burned or whatever, then we'll replace those, checking the bearings and things like that. When I was at the SEMA show, I got talking to the guys at Loctite, and they have stepped up big time to help with this project. I didn't know it, but they're owned by a parent company called Henkel, who is an industrial adhesives manufacturer. And there is a gigantic amount of things that are made under the Loctite brand. I had no idea all the variety of products that they make. So you're going to be seeing me use a lot of these Loctite products and showing you not only how to use them, but how well they work. If we move on to the transmission, I've decided to do a manual transmission conversion in this Cherokee. I'm going to stick with the Jeep AX15. It's a good tranny, but I just like manual transmissions better than automatics. They're more fun to drive. I think they're more reliable. I just like them better. I'll go ahead and stick with the MP231 transfer case, but Rough Country, who's been a really long time supporter of the show, they've provided a slip yoke eliminator kit that I'll be installing on this transfer case. So stay tuned for that. Moving on to the axles, I'm going to stick with high pinion Dana 30 front axles for both of these projects. Now, a couple of months ago you saw me install Iron Rock Off-Road's Dana 30 axle truss. I initially intended to put this in Project TETANUS, but the reality of the situation is TETANUS is going to be a daily driver that's used occasionally off-road. The Overlander is going to have over 1,000 pounds of extra gear in it all the time. So it makes better sense to put this trussed axle in the Overlander project. So I got talking with the guys at Iron Rock Off-Road, and we came up with a more sensible upgrade for Project TETANUS that's still going to increase the capability of that Dana 30. So I'm going to go with their axle sleeve kit, their lower control arm mounts, and then their C-knuckle reinforcement kit. I'm also going to be installing their Almost Alloy kit on the axle shafts for both of these projects. So stay tuned for those videos. Now moving to the rear, this Dana 35's got to go. That's pretty obvious. No way is it going to be able to handle the extra weight in the Overlander project. So I've acquired this Ford 8.8 out of an Explorer. It's already got the 410 gears, the factory limited slip, and the disc brakes. This is a very popular swap for the Cherokees as well as the Wranglers, so it's going to be fun to show you guys how to do that. Going along with this rear axle, I'm going to be installing Iron Rock Off-Road's 8.8 axle truss kit. This truss is going to be part of a complete revamp of all of the Cherokee's suspension. So Iron Rock Off-Road has developed a bolt-in rear 4-link kit for the Cherokee XJs. This is the only welding required on this entire kit is for the axle truss on the rear axle, and then that's axle specific, either the 8.8, the Dana 44, the Chrysler 8 1/4, or even the 14 bolt. I'm of course going to be going with the Ford 8.8, so I'm going to be showing you how to install this long arm kit, and I'm really excited to see how this improves the handling and the suspension of the Cherokee. I got together with Iron Rock Off-Road, and I think we've got the springs tuned for the amount of weight that's going to be in the project. And going right along with this rear long arm kit, I'm going to be installing their Critical Path front long arm kit. It's going to be 4 inches of lift all the way around. This is going to really increase the articulation and the capability of the Overlander off-road, and should be a big improvement in the comfort and ride quality as well. So I'm really excited to see how this all works. In conjunction with this revamp of all of the suspension, I think it's critical that I reinforce the unibody in that Cherokee. So Iron Rock Off-Road has also provided these frame stiffeners, and I'll be installing these all along the underside of the unibody to just beef up that unibody and make sure that this project is going to have some longevity. Now, if you're wondering why I'm only going with a 4-inch lift, you may recall I've already done these Napier Precision Products fender flares, flat fenders. And when I installed these, I gained 2.5 to 3 inches of fender well clearance. So that, combined with 4 inches of lift, is going to easily clear my 32-inch tires, probably all the way up to 35-inch tires if I decide to go that big. But for now, I want the vehicle to be as low and stable as possible. I'm going to have great articulation and plenty of room in the wheel wells. Now, I've already installed this JCR Off-Road 1-ton steering upgrade, but because I'm switching to the trussed axle, I'm going to have to take the knuckles off this axle and install them on the other one, because I've already reamed them to fit these 1-ton tie rod ends. So I'll be doing a little video on that. And JCR, of course, is synonymous with quality, and they make awesome armor. Now, they've stepped up. They've provided a rear DIY bumper kit for this Cherokee. I'm going to be putting that together and doing some customization. I've decided to do a double swing out in the back. They've also provided this front bumper DIY kit for Project Tetanus. So stay tuned for that. Also, Maxa Innovations out of Virginia has provided these, they call them Escaper Buddies. They're basically a nice alternative to chains if you don't like putting chains on your wheels. So I'll be showing you how these work. They'll be part of the build, as well as this Angle fridge freezer that I showed you in my 5 products from SEMA. Angle stepped up. They're going to be sponsoring this Overlander project. So I'm going to be building a set of cargo drawers and a slider for this fridge. And all that will be coming up in future videos. Alright guys, so that's where we're headed with Project Overlander. I'm pretty excited about the turn that this has taken and all the really cool parts that are going to install on this build. I want to thank you guys again for watching the channel, for subscribing, for the tens of thousands of views that we get. It's because of that support that companies are willing to sponsor us the parts that we need for these builds. I'm a regular Joe. I got a 9-to-5 and a pile of kids. It'd be very difficult for me to do these without the support of our sponsors. So I do want to thank our sponsors for getting on board with these projects. I encourage you guys to go and check out those companies that are willing to support BleepinJeep. Check out their product line and patronize those businesses that are supporting us, that allow us to bring content to you guys. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.